YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A and LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes is just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, bam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. Alright, fam, before we get this episode rolling, just a couple of disclaimers. I do not sell firearms, nor do I promote the sale of firearms or accessories or anything that would constitute a violation of YouTube community guidelines. Any reviews that I do on firearms or accessories are just that. They are for review purposes only. And if I reference the gun manufacturer or the company that happened to supply the product, I am just referencing that for disclosure purposes. All right? Now, fam, look. If you are not a member of the 2A in LA fam club, I do not know what you are doing at this point in time. As a member of the fan club, you receive unreleased content. You will receive content early. You become automatically eligible for all the giveaways that we do in our bi-weekly live streams, fam. Look. I believe I offer some of the best giveaway opportunities on YouTube. So make sure you're a member of the fam club. It's only $2.99 a month. Just click on that join button down below. And if you are interested in any of the 2A in LA merchandise, just hit that QR code in the corner. You see it. You see it right there. That will take you to the 2A in LA channel. Also, you can sign up to participate in a lot of our giveaways there. So make sure you hit that QR code. All right, that's it. Now let's get back into the episode. All right, fam, let's get this episode rolling. So look, we have a good one here today. If you guys have watched the channel, you guys know I am no stranger to Alpha American Firearms. I feel like they make a really, really good, high quality firearm. I have been singing their praises. Their guns have been scoring like best in class review after review after review. And so I'm very, very impressed with the quality of the guns. The only criticism really that I've ever had about Alpha American Firearms is that their aesthetic needs to grow. And what I love, look, to me, the mark of a good company is, do they listen, right? Do they listen? I did a video not too long ago called When Great Isn't Good Enough, right? And what I was basically saying to the manufacturers out there, making a great shooting gun or a great shooting 2011 is no longer the standard. Like, you have to be bringing some kind of proposition to the table relative to your competition, because now there's so many 2011s in the market to really distinguish your guns from others. And so whether you do that by price point, whether you do that by quality, whether you do that by aesthetics, whether you do that by marketing, whatever it is, you have to bring something else to the table. And I think what was working against Alpha America early on with their models that I saw a year or two ago was that they were in a very specific niche. Their guns kind of harken back to the 1911, and that's great if that's what your jam was, right? But it did not look like a modern 2011. It had grip safety. It didn't have a full dust cover on the gun. They weren't ported. And so look, fast forward, look at my guys. Stop playing with Alpha American Firearms. Deleted grip safety, full dust cover, V12 porting, and if I can, I'll shoot a close-up of that so you guys can really see this port package. It's very unique. You don't see ports like this very often. I've seen like V12 porting, but this is like V14 porting. Man, this gun is stupid flat. All metal gun, all steel gun. So very, very heavily weighted, but I mean, very well balanced too. Sometimes you run the risk of a gun when it has a steel grip for it to be too back heavy. No, it's very, very well balanced firearm. Look, enough of me rambling on. Let's jump into the review. First up, fit and finish. Look, DLC coated, all steel gun. Like I said, very well balanced. Machining is impeccable. This is not unexpected. A lot of you guys may have not heard about Alpha American Firearms. If you follow my channel, you have. But I'd say it's not a broadly recognized name out there. But great bloodlines, a lot of experience, been making 1911s for a very, very long time, and 2011s now for years. And so, yeah, very well done. For fit and finish, we're going to give this bad boy a 14 out of a possible 15. Next up, reliability. Look, fam, I've shot a ton now of Alpha American Firearms guns, and I put, generally speaking, around 1,000 rounds through a gun when I do a review. So if you look at all the Alpha American Firearms I've done, 4 1/4 non-ported, 5-inch ported, 4 1/4 ported, 5-inch ported, and other variants before they even, started doing the full dust covers and stuff like that. So I probably got it through Alpha American Firearms guns 6,000-7,000 rounds, and they've always been incredibly reliable. So for reliability, we're going to give it a 15 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, durability. All steel gun, DLC coated. I just think very, very well done. You couldn't ask for much more in the way of durability. I was very close to giving it 15 out of 15. There's really no hot spots anywhere to be found on the gun. All smooth edges. Solid job done by them. Better than solid done. Great job. For durability, we're going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15. All right, fam. Next up, triggers. I think the trigger is very well done. Little take up right at the wall. Crisp, clean break. Reset. Short reset. I mean, again, it's what you would expect from a $6,000 gun. It's what you'd expect from Alpha American Firearms. Trigger, I'm going to give it a 14 out of a possible 15. Next up, accuracy. Look, this gun is, the porting system keeps it flat. It's got a great trigger. It's all steel. Very, very accurate firearm. I mean, I took it out like 15 yards, 20 yards, 25 yards. At 15 yards, I was almost putting it through the same hole. At 20, the group started opening up just a bit, and that's more about my skill level than the gun. 25, a little bit more, but 25 was still like 2-inch groups. And so, look, very accurate gun. For accuracy, we're going to give it a 10 out of a possible 10. Next up, ergonomics. Look, their grip feels really, really good in hand. As I mentioned, it's a heavy gun. It's an all-steel gun, but very, very well balanced. I didn't have any trouble in terms of being able to manage the recoil on the gun. Hopefully you were able to pick that up from the footage at the start of the video. It doesn't, because of the weight, because of the porting, because of the trigger, it didn't require a lot of input from me to keep that gun online and accurate. So I like the ergonomics of the gun. I think it's very well done for ergonomics. We're going to give it a 9 out of a possible 10. All right, fam, these next two categories, we're going to kind of lump them together. Aftermarket support and maintenance and upkeep. Look, tons of aftermarket support in the 2011 space these days. If you want it, it's out there for you to find it. Maintenance and upkeep is a 2011. It's Ferrari, not a pickup truck. Break it down every 1,000 rounds or so, and you're going to have no issues. And so we're going to give it a 4 out of 5 for aftermarket support and 4 out of 5 for maintenance and upkeep. All right, fam. Next up, affordability. Look, it is not cheap. If you want a gun that's this quality level, it's not cheap. Right, I'll go ahead and I'll put the MSRP up there from an affordability perspective. Most people are not going to pay $6,000 for a gun. They're just not going to do it, and I get it. And then the question becomes, well, if you have the $6,000 to pay for a gun, is this the gun to buy? We'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But affordability wise, it's very expensive. So for affordability, the gun only gets a 2 out of a possible 5. Next up, flex. Is Instagram gonna go crazy, or your boy's gonna be like, damn? I think it's flexy, y'all. I think it's a very attractive looking gun. Look, I was thinking about this because, like I said, I probably reviewed now 6 or 7 Alpha American guns, and they varied in kind of scoring in the 2A scale. All of them kind of in like 80 to 89 best in class territory, kind of varying between 84 and 89. I'm gonna, get the suspense out of the way and say for flex, we're gonna give this gun a 3 out of a possible 5, which is going to give us a total of 89 out of 100. And so I was thinking to myself, look, the gun is kind of going from like an 84 to 89 because of the things that I talked about, like bringing the full dust cover into play, porting the gun, deleting the grip safety, while maintaining all the quality of the machining and the accuracy and everything. So I was thinking today, like, what is going to take the gun over the top? What is going to get Alpha American kind of into grail gun territory? I think now, functionality wise, the gun is everything it needs to be. I think their next evolution, their next step is really just to enhance the aesthetic a little bit. Now, I'm not here to tell them how to do that. Maybe it's through offering some different colorways. Maybe it's through changing up and getting a more dynamic grip module, although this grip module feels great, but maybe you do something that's a little bit off from the norm, something that distinguishes it from the other great 2011s that are in the space. But man, I think Alpha American is on the right track. We've got the 2A NLA First Annual Heat Check Honors Award Show coming up on December 29th. It would not be surprising at all for me to see Alpha American find itself nominated in one or more categories. That's just how good of firearms I think they're making. I also think that they're on the precipice. This is one of those brands, like, people rant and rave about Atlas today, and rightfully so, because Atlas makes a phenomenal gun. But 4 years ago, Atlas was not Atlas. Right? 4, 5, 6 years ago, Atlas was using finished Trinity parts. So they evolved and became Atlas. I think there are a few brands out there, Alpha American Firearms being one, that are on kind of the precipice, that are headed towards a breakthrough where their name is going to be synonymous with some of the really, really good builders out there. So keep an eye out for Alpha American Firearms. Shout out to 2A Zone for providing this gun to the channel for review. All right, fam, that's it for this episode. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.